Hey, how's it going, guys? Thanks for checking out another video on the channel. I'm just gonna hop right into it. Is Call of Duty just made for kids? Everyone recently is talking about how the new Call of Duty trailer is so bad. The Black Ops 7 game looks super weird and not like anything that we really want or that we would want to play. Honestly, to the point now that it's getting kind of trendy to make fun of it. It doesn't really feel like it's marketed toward the same people that grew up playing Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 2, Nazi Zombies, all of those titles that we grew up playing. And it honestly feels like Activision at this point is just chasing the Fortnite crowd. When you look at the game, it honestly looks like Fortnite at this point with all the collaborations. While those things don't really appeal to people my age, unless it's somebody that's mentally ill that like still buys plushies and stuff. I mean, those people exist. For the most part, it seems like it's just marketed toward 13-year-olds. Not really somebody that's been around since the Xbox 360 days. And taking all that into account, it seems like maybe we're just getting too old for Call of Duty at this point. And maybe they're just abandoning us because they're looking for the paycheck that comes with the younger generation and untapped potential of their parents' credit cards. That's basically what I want to address in this video. I want to ask the question of whether we're actually too old for the franchise or whether the franchise is leaving us behind in search of a paycheck. I think we can look at the stuff that's been released in the last few years and say it's not the M-rated franchise that it used to be. It's not a military shooter really anymore. I mean, come on, there's a skin that just got released for one of the weapons that's like a roller coaster going around. I don't know who is in charge of the ship at this point. I don't know who the captain is. I don't know what they're looking at to make these decisions. I guess just the bottom line. But to answer that main question, I just saw a TikTok the other day and I saved it and I wanted to show it to you guys. It kind of explains that we're not really the core audience of this game and that we don't understand it and that we're complaining about it because it's not made for us. I'll play it here so you guys can watch it.
Bro, you don't understand. None of the gaming community gets it. Everybody on the internet screaming Black Ops 7 looks like garbage, it's dead, what happened to Call of Duty? But the thing is, it's not trash. It's just not for us. It's not for the kids who stayed up playing Black Ops 1, grinding zombies. It's not for the kids who played Black Ops 2. That was our time, and that's over. Black Ops 7 is for the kids of today. Those goofy ass skins that look like garbage to us, dude, if you were 12 right now, those would look badass. You'd be begging your parents for the battle pass. And that's who it's built for, but the community doesn't understand that. We're looking at it through nostalgia goggles and we're calling it a failure. No, it's not failing, it's just not our game anymore. Black Ops 7 is for the kids of today, bro. End of story. I'll see you gentlemen in Battlefield 6.
So on its face, I kind of laughed about it, but then when I started thinking about it, it made a lot of sense. The trailer got obliterated. Last time I looked at it, it was like 40,000 likes and like 400,000 dislikes. I can't remember exactly what the numbers were, but it was like 10x of dislikes. I know those numbers can be a little bit skewed too. I mean, there were so many comments about Battlefield 6. I think one of the top ones that said, "This actually made me pre-order Battlefield 6. Obviously, there's a lot of competition right now ever since Battlefield announced that they're going to release a game this year. There's been a lot of talk about who's going to buy what game, and there's just kind of this rivalry that they have, but all the comments are hyping up Battlefield 6 and crapping all over Call of Duty. There's a lot of people saying that they haven't learned from Advanced Warfare. It's just another recycled title from Black Ops 6. And I made the observation in a previous video that I did, that basically pointing out that they only had a year between Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7. And they usually have a few years in between where they come out with a Modern Warfare game and then a Black Ops game, Modern Warfare, and so on. But I mean, this time it's two right in a row. And I've heard some speculation on, oh, they developed it alongside Black Ops 6 and things like that. But honestly, like, I don't know if we can actually trust anything coming out of Activision at this point. All that to bring it back to, there's all these flashy skins. I think Advanced Warfare was the beginning of that. And ever since then, there's been progressively more and more of these money grab collaborations, flashy skins, stuff that doesn't really belong in a military shooter. And you have to ask yourself, why is this front and center every time I play a match? Why am I playing against Beavis and Butthead and Nicki Minaj? Why are people, one, buying these things? Who's the core audience for those skins? They obviously are being purchased because they wouldn't do it if it wasn't true. But I feel like everybody that I talk to is not happy with that. And most of the time I'm talking to people my age about games. So it seems like it's really just targeted toward a younger demographic that likes all the flashy stuff, that doesn't really have this association from the past like we do, that Call of Duty is a certain way, and they just like it for what it is now. And that's kind of where I have a problem with the contradiction, because when you look at it, it's a military shooter rated M for mature, 17 up. Doesn't it seem kind of weird that we're saying, and we're okay with the fact that it's a game that's 17 up, that's being marketed toward like 13-year-olds, maybe younger, maybe 8-year-olds. I don't know. I really don't know who's buying these skins with their mom's credit card. Call of Duty historically has really lived up to that M for mature with blood, gore, drugs, sexual tones, things like that. I mean, it's not something that I've ever looked at and said, yeah, this is the ideal game for me to play with my 12-year-old cousin. You can look back at a lot of the games in the past, a lot of the Call of Duty games. I mean, do we have to go over all of the scene? Like you can remember the airport scene, right? Like, you know, the airport scene. Like, that's not for kids. Like, kids should not be playing these games. And that's not saying that they won't. I know for a fact that they will, because I did back when I was that age. But the fact that they're marketing it directly to them and they're completely abandoning the older audience that is actually old enough to play the games, that seems like a big contradiction, and it seems like a problem. So I guess my take on all this is Call of Duty legally for kids? No. But I think Activision really is just picking up on a huge money grab and a huge opportunity for them to make money for their investors. And I think that's really, at the end of the day, all they care about. They know people are going to buy the game. Like they've said in the past, I think some of their developers said it's too big to fail. And even their worst games are going to be the best-selling games of the year versus other companies. And so unless they receive like 50% or less of sales compared to other years, I don't think we're going to move the needle at all. It's not that we're too old for Call of Duty or the concept of what Call of Duty should be. It's that we're old enough to know that we shouldn't be spending money on really dumb stuff, and it's targeting all of the skins toward little kids. All right, I'm going to be real with you guys. My generation was told, go to college, finish high school, go to college, go into tech. You'll have 3 cars, a boat in the driveway. You'll be set. That's how the world works, right? You do everything by the book. And that's not necessarily the case. Like, you can do everything right now. I'm living that. I became an engineer, and it's tough out there. Like, you don't have like money to do anything. And like buying a house is basically like, it's never going to happen for a lot of people in my generation. And then you have all these people telling us, oh, well, you shouldn't be playing video games. You should just be an adult. Well, we can't afford to be an adult. None of us can afford to be an adult. It's too expensive. Like, it's not a possibility for us right now. And so like, we're going to play video games. It's going to happen. We're never going to grow out of that. We got to have something that makes us happy. So am I going to play Black Ops 7? Probably. Like, I'm probably going to get it on Game Pass and play 30 matches in it and see how it goes and make my decision. But I'm not buying anything. I'm not giving them money. But we'll wait and see, man. I'm really excited about Battlefield 6. I'm super excited to play a few other games that I found out about, like Kingmaker. Oh my goodness. If you haven't looked up Kingmaker, that game is going to be sick. I mean, it looks really cool, at least in the trailers. And the concept is cool. So I guess let me know what you think, what your argument is on this. I think I have a lot of blind spots too. But I think at the end of the day, Call of Duty is, as a franchise, and Activision are doing something kind of scummy. And I wish that they would just make a good game, because it's been a long time, guys. It's been a really long time. So thanks for watching. If you watched this long, make sure you like and subscribe. And you're gay.